Yeah. Now, Spence Mikey, it's a good fight. It's a fight it's a fight that I think is pretty balanced when we talking about skill. Um, I feel like the questions that have to be answered for this fight: how does Mikey power translate to 47? And can that's the biggest question. I would say that's the biggest question because if his power translate, he has a very good chance because Earl is there to be hit at times from fights based on fights that I've seen in the past. Now he's saying that there's things that we haven't seen, but from what I've seen in the past, he's it's kind of come forward, and both of these guys are on my pound for pound list. But it's a come forward, your turn, my turn. With Kell Rook, you see him let Kell Rook shoot his shot, then he shoot his shot. Against most guys, he let you shoot your shot, then he shoot his shot. Now, if you have big power, I think Danny would have a puncher's chance because if you letting a guy like Danny who can put you down with a big, Danny has good power, very good power. Then if you letting him shoot his shot and he catch you the right way, that could be an easy night. Now, everybody doesn't have that one-stop power. Now, Mikey at 140 wasn't as strong as the Mikey that I seen at the lower weights. We seen a different power against Garcia than I seen against Lipinus, even though he dropped Lipinus, and then I seen against Broner. But so that's the key question because if he can't keep Earl off of him, then it could. And can he take Earl's power? That's the other question. Can he take Earl's power, and is his stomach gonna hold up? Like he said, he's never really done sit-ups like that. So, as far as speed, I think they're about on the same level. As far as footwork, I feel like they're about like on the same level. They're fundamentally sound. They do everything the right way. They understand range and they understand punch placement. So it's pretty much neck and neck. So the edge would be the power that comes with Earl. And for Mikey, I would say his chance is whenever you have a great coach behind you, like Robert Garcia. Whenever you have a Robert Garcia, a Bill Belichick, Greg Popovich, you always have a chance. So he's gonna have the game plan that puts him in the best position. When everything else is pretty much balanced and power is where I would say the scale tips towards Earl, and that's what makes it dangerous. Is he gonna be able to take that power? And that question is up in the air. And how is his stomach? Because we know Earl's gonna attack the body. We know Earl is gonna stay on top of you if you can't command that respect. Now, the fighters that I feel would give Earl the best type of fight is fighters with good footwork along with the boxing skill that can make them reset, kind of like how Crawford was doing to Postal, constantly letting the guy reset so Earl wouldn't be able to necessarily sit on his punches and set up. That would give issue, and you can keep the jab. If you can keep control Earl with the jab, keep moving around, keep making him reset, that would give him issues. So maybe maybe his speed has improved. So maybe. They're saying they're coming to fight a quick fight. They want to keep some power, but they're really focusing on speed. So we will see. Maybe this is different than we think because if we go on history, we expect these guys to clash. They're both coming forward, but maybe Mikey fights on the back foot in this fight, and he keeps making Earl reset because if I'm putting a fighter against Earl, that's what I want him to do. I want him to keep like Lamont had the total wrong strategy. You don't stand there and trade unless you have crazy, big time power. You got a Danny Garcia type of power. You got a Charlo type of power. That then it may favor you. But other than that, you come out, make them constantly reset. Keep the jab on them. Keep spinning them around. Make them keep kind of chasing you and never get in a rhythm of sitting down on his punches and placing him where he wants to place him and getting in range that he wants to get in and staying off the ropes. That's the key. So it's a toss up. I wouldn't be surprised at a draw, but if I had to bet some money, I'm betting Earl Spence. Not, but it's a tight fight. I like both guys. Um, it's gonna be a big fight. Dallas Cowboys Stadium is gonna generate a lot of money. It's great for the sport of boxing when you see these type of skills meet up, especially at this time in the prime. Mikey has a bit more experience. I feel Earl has fought the better fighters, and Mikey doesn't have a Kell Brook. Um, the experience going over to the UK and the experience going over to the UK and beating Kell Brook in front of his fans, coming through the adversity in the way that Earl did, I think that's something that's definitely going to help him. And March 16th, we're going to get a show. The boxing fans win at the end of the day. Let's support Mikey for coming up. But we don't want any excuses. We don't want moral victories. We respect that. This should be the norm in boxing, the best one to fight the best. I mean, I don't know why they make this such a crazy thing, because if you are great, this is typically the footsteps that you walk in. Floyd Mayweather moved up from lower weight classes. Pacquiao moved up from lower weight classes. I mean, this is what the greats do. So these other guys who we're giving passes for needs to stop. We need to stop all of this. Oh man, they too small. If you're great, like guys of the past, who they compare a lot of these guys to, these are the footsteps that you will take. And hats off to both of them. I'm expecting the best from both of them. I'm expecting boxing to be highlighted. Action-packed show. And hopefully this fight ends in a stoppage. But if you get a draw, if you get 3 fights out of this, nobody will be upset. But we don't want to hear any excuses. Well, because I seen Mikey trying to play with, well, 1 minute he said he was going to knock me out, and now he's saying he's unsure. He sounds unsure. So I don't want at the end of the fight, well, he said he was going to knock me out, and I went the distance, and, Earl won. But for me jumping up, at least I went up. You come in to win. Either you win or you lose. We don't want any moral victories or at least this, and that. Both of you guys are great fighters. If you come up and you look good, and he looks good as well, because both guys can look good. That's not a knock on Earl Spence, because when you have 2 great guys in the ring, that's to be expected. So if you are what you say you are, and he is what he say he is, then we should get a great show from both fighters. But if he happens just to edge it, that's no knock on Earl. And if you win, like I said, that'll be something great that other greats have done. So walk in the footsteps of greatness. Salute to both fighters for coming together and making this fight happen. Spread peace, positivity, and love. I'm out.